Welcome back to BenShalom. So this week we find we're moving into the Easter celebration, and we'll be moving into Good Friday. So with Good Friday in mind, this is where I'd like to do a little fun lesson. The Old Testament, the Torah, Old Testament to Christianity, in the Torah is wrote in Hebrew. The Hebrew letters. I mean, it's translated over into English, but original Torah scrolls are Hebrew letters. In the Hebrew letters, we find something unique. It's called Sefer Tagin. Now, Kether or Sefer, both Tag and Keter mean crown in Aramaic and in Hebrew. Crowns, which are sometimes placed on the letters of the Hebrew alphabet, and in the New Testament, these tagins, these little crowns, would be called tittles. In the English, we find this in the book of Matthew when Jesus is talking, which everyone knows the reference usually, which is not one jot nor tittle will pass away from the law. The crowns on the letters, the Torah that Moses wrote, contained the tagin. We're going to go into what's known as Tefillin and Mezuzot. The Talmud, in its vivid description of Moses ascending on high to find God, engaged, affixing the tagin to the letters of the Torah. There are many laws and ports of the oral Torah that are hinted by the way of these small crowns. Kabbalah places great stress on the mystical meanings of the tagin. Together with the letters and the words of the Torah, every additional stroke or sign, jot or tittle, is a symbol revealing extraordinary secrets of the universe and creation. In tradition, there existed a manual known as the Sefer HaTagin. On the tagin, as they appeared on the 12 stones that Joshua set up in the Jordan and later erected in the Gilgal in Joshua 9:20. As with the decorative crown, the majesty. The regal crown indicates the majesty and the power of the Torah. Now, Rabbi Akiva would go on to be the one who is noted for uncovering many of the secrets of the crowns of the Torah. His teachings were destined to be the basis for the parts of the oral Torah that would be written down as Mishnah and Talmud. So, as I said earlier, the story goes that Moses was shown the future where God would show him Rabbi Akiva studying and learning these revelations. Now, the Kabbalists explain the reason behind some of the tagin, yet for most part, their meanings remain hidden. There are heaps of laws that Rabbi Akiva derived from the tagin. In these heaps of laws, many remain hidden as well. The mystics explain that for the time being, only the meaning of the actual letters and words of the written Torah are revealed through the oral Torah. However, the deeper meanings behind the crowns, as well as the vowels, will only become revealed with the coming of Mashiach, the Messiah. So thus, every time you see a crown on a letter, it not only hints at the secrets of the Torah, but our longing for a time when these secrets will finally be revealed. Now, we have also Sefer Tagin. The Sefer Tagin, or Sefer Tagin, is the crown of Torah. We also have what's known as Keter Torah, which is the crown of the law. And this is also known as thorns, i.e., a crown of thorns. There's many different arguments throughout the Midrash at the point and purpose of these thorns. Midrashic commentaries would even go on to describe sometimes these thorns as daggers added to the Torah to protect us from Hasatan, the devil. Now let me point you back. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. All four Gospels include the account of the triumphant entry of Jesus into Jerusalem for Passover, the waving of the palm branches. The next day, the news that Jesus was on the way to Jerusalem swept through the city. A large crowd of Passover visitors took palm branches and went down on the road to meet him. They shouted, "Praise God, blessings on the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Hail the King of Israel." We move to the crucifixion. The Roman soldiers then twisted together a crown of thorns and set it on his head. They put a staff in his right hand, and then they knelt in front of him and mocked him, mocking, "Hail, King of the Jews." So this will bring us on to another little interesting side note. There are 5 heavenly crowns mentioned in the New Testament that will be awarded to the believers when we go to heaven. There are the imperishable crown, the crown of rejoicing, the crown of righteousness, the crown of glory, and the crown of life. The imperishable crown, this is in 1 Corinthians 9:24. "Do you not know that those who run a race all run, but one receives the prize? Run in such a way to obtain it. And everyone who competes for the prize is temperate," that word being disciplined in all things. Now, they do it to obtain a perishable crown, but we for an imperishable crown. The crown of glory, 1 Peter 5:4. "And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that does not fade away. This crown will be awarded to all those who long for the love of his appearing," hence, which will be revealed when the Messiah comes. The word glory is interesting. The word referring to the very nature of God and his actions. The Hebrew word is kavod, which indicates value, and it results in praise. Glory in Hebrew should be seen as abounding in honor and reverence. In Exodus 24:17, it is a terrifying glory. Now, the appearance of the glory of the Lord was like a devouring fire on top of the mountain in the sight of the people of Israel. This word also means that the praise and honor we bestow to God alone is due him because of who he is. Isaiah 42:8. "I am the Lord. That is my name. My glory I give to no other, nor my praise to carved idols." This is the glory that will be revealed in the book of Revelations. Now, I went through all that to show you that all of this comes out of Judaism, out of a very Jewish understanding. Within the innermost parts of the temple, there are 3 crowns. All 5 crowns in the New Testament derive from these 3 crowns. 5 being the total number of the 5 books of Torah. And only the high priest would enter into the Holy of Holies. And inside the Holy of Holies, we find specific furniture listed there. There is the golden altar, which equals the priesthood. There is the ark of the table of showbread, which equals kingship. And there's the ark of the covenant, which equals the Torah. Every person, every Jew, every studied Christian, everyone who is performing mitzvot, they're seeking crowns. But if you seek the Torah, you will receive all 3 crowns. That's Midrash. The crown of Torah is superior. The crown of Torah upon the Ark of the Covenant is always inside the Holy of Holies. Each piece of furniture in the Holy Holies actually has a crown around them. We have a clear picture of the crown of thorns. We have a clear picture in the book of Revelations of the Lamb sitting next to God on the throne, who all praise is being thrown upon. We have a clear picture of Yeshua being the king. We have a clear picture of Yeshua being the king in the book of Revelations. So remember, Yeshua is always, the Messiah is always going to be the Torah, essence of the Torah, manifestation of the Torah, the living Torah. That's why the word became flesh. Proverbs 3, she, wisdom, is Torah and is more precious than rubies. So, anyways, that's my lesson on crowns, the crown of thorns. So, shalom.